I'm Mrs. Hancock and I teach 3rd grade at Chapel Glen Elementary. Today we're going to be learning about weather patterns.
Thanks for that great introduction. I tell you, we've got a lot to study today because a lot of people get weather confused with climate. You see, the weather is what's going on today outside in our atmosphere, or last week, or even next week. But climate is what the weather has been for a long time in one place. For example, if you go to Arizona, you probably think that the climate is hot and dry. Would you agree?
Yeah.
If you go to Alaska, you probably think the climate is cold and snowy, right?
Yeah.
So that is the difference between climate is both in Arizona and in Alaska, the weather might be different every day. So we're going to explore weather. So let's take, what are some of the things we might think about in weather? So in weather, one thing that we're going to talk about today is wind. Wind. And there's two things I want us to focus on wind today. We're not going to go into it too much. Wind has to do with direction, where it's coming from. Go ahead, if I write it, you write it, direction and speed. Can you think in the last couple days, has there been any wind around us outside?
Yes.
And how did you see that wind? How did you know there was wind outside?
You felt it.
Oh, you felt it. And did you see anything move?
No.
Trees, leaves, maybe an umbrella flying down the street, and the grass. So we can look at wind and we can find the direction and the speed. Now, a scientist who studies the weather, a meteorologist, they like to look at the wind where it's coming from. Where's the wind coming from?
Clouds.
Clouds, I like that, clouds. We like to find out the direction. So let's look at where we're at right now. This is south. So Mrs. Hancock, is for us to know where the wind is coming from, we need to know our cardinal directions. Can you, everybody, help us point out in this classroom?
This is south, north, east, west.
Let me ask this. Where does the sun come up in the morning?
East.
And where does it set in the evening?
West.
And let me ask you this. When you go outside, think about it. Think about the pattern of wind. Where is the wind usually blowing from?
North.
North, south, east, or west? What do you think?
Everywhere.
I'll tell you, instead of me telling you, why don't you keep track of that for the next couple days or weeks? And you might be surprised if there's a pattern for wind. Hey, that was awesome. Another thing about weather that we can measure, observe, and record, that way we can look at it, we can test it, and then write it down, and that's what we do with weather, to try to find a pattern, is what I like to call temperature. And what is the instrument we use to measure temperature? Anybody? Anybody? Say it.
Thermometer.
A thermometer. And so a thermometer usually has something like this in it, right? And when it gets hot, what happens to that alcohol in that thermometer? It goes.
It rises and expands.
It does. It rises, expands. It's hot and cold. And so in a thermometer, in the temperature, we use this is a cool word, therm means heat. Therm means heat. Thermometer, a meter for heat. Thermometer, a meter for heat. And now the $10,000 question. What do we measure how hot it is? Do we measure it in bananas, in inches, in miles per hour? What?
Miles.
No. How hot is it? We measure it in. I'll give you a hint.
Temperature? Degrees.
Degrees Fahrenheit
Celsius.
or degrees Celsius. And one was a German scientist who made a thermometer, and one was a math scientist from Sweden who made a thermometer. Two different thermometers that we use. So you'll be using some thermometers to study the temperature outside. What do you think when it's really, really cold outside, have you ever thought about what temperature it might be?
Yeah.
I like how you raise your hand. Yes.
It might be like close to like 40 degrees.
40 degrees. Now this morning, I don't know about you, but I didn't know what coat to wear. How do you decide what coat to wear? Yes.
Go outside and see how cold it
See how cold it is, or look outside. I looked out the window this morning. Did you guys look out the window to see how cold it was?
No. Yes.
I went outside I went outside and outhilled and saw if I could see my own breath.
To see your own breath. And if you could see your own breath, you might want to put on a thick coat. Yeah. Anybody show up in shorts in their bathing suit today? No, that's for the summertime. All right, so we have wind, temperature, and what I like to say is probably the nicest one that I like to study is that we're going to talk about today are clouds. Clouds. I love looking at clouds. What about you?
Yes.
I do too.
I
And
like
we're gonna.
looking at their shape.
I like looking at their shapes, and they're always changing. But have you ever thought what a cloud is made of? What do you think? What are clouds made of?
Oxygen. Water vapor.
What was that word? Water? I heard. What did I hear?
Water.
Water vapor, or water vapor, which is a fancy word for saying small drops of water. So it's made out of water vapor and, of course, air, right?
Yeah, oxygen.
Well, oxygen, nitrogen, that's our atmosphere. Let's take a closer look at these things called clouds. Now, to make a cloud, we need two things. We need water, droplets, and air. So I have a little, some water in here. So this is a simple version of what a cloud is, but see these drops of water? They come down as rain or precipitation. Okay? So each one of these drops up in the cloud, they're much, much smaller than this. In fact, I like how some of you guys said this. These drops are actually more like precipitation. In fact, there are 5 types of precipitation. One is rain. And if it's really cold, it might be snow. And if it's frozen, it might be hail. And if it's slippery water and ice, we call that sleet. And finally, if it's really, really small particles, guess what we call those?
Mist.
Fog or mist. And so this is my mister. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of cool. So here we have, there's a lot of moisture in the air. In fact, as you can maybe be able to see this here on this, and I want to show you something really kind of cool on this. Are you ready to see some water vapor? Yes?
Okay, that's
Let's take a look at some. Okay, let's see if we can actually see a cloud. So up on the board here, I have a black square, right? Let's turn off all the lights. And so go ahead and turn the lights off, someone. And we still have our projector going here. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to try to make some water droplets up there. And you should be able to see 3 things: a cloud, fog, and rain. Watch, so you can see it.
I see it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, come over here. Let's take a closer look. How about you guys come up and get behind me over here, a few of you, and let's check it out. Ready? See if you can see. You might even see some rainbows in there. How does that look? Yeah, that is so cool. Oh, by the way, some of you might have a little precipitation coming down. But look towards the lights. Look towards the lights, and you can really see. Can you see? It makes a box because we got, and this is why clouds are white. Look up here. See if you can see the white of the cloud when some of the particles or water drops are so small, and I see the clouds going up.
I see it right there.
And you're probably feeling some precipitation, right?
Hey,
All right.
why is there still a box? I don't get
The box is the shadow. And that's why the bottom of a cloud may be dark, but the top, look, the top is usually light. All right. Since we didn't bring any umbrellas, you should probably go back to your seat. All right, so here's something you can try in just a moment. I'm going to attempt to make a cloud in my mouth. And the way we need it, I need two things. I need air and I need water molecules. So our mouths, when we take a deep breath, we suck in air. And when we breathe out, we also breathe out air, but we also breathe out water. Have you ever been outside on a cold day and you see the water droplets? They don't like to be cold. They all come together and condense. That's a new word, condense. So if I do this right, I need to get a lot of water droplets in my mouth. To do that, I'm going to take my tongue to the top of my mouth and I'm going to go like this. But I'm going to do it with my mouth shut. So you listen, and then I'm going to change the pressure. This may work. I don't know. After I get a lot of air and water in my mouth, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go and see if I can make a cloud come out. Here we go. Let's try it. First time ever. You see any?
Yeah. Some of it came over here.
Okay, try it one more time. You guys will try it with me. You see it?
That was cool.
Now, I don't expect you to be experts the first time, but try it. And that's called making a cloud in your mouth. It took water and a pressure change, but I can show you a better one. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Now, here's another way to make a cloud, but I wouldn't want you to try this at home because it does involve a match. So this is not something I want you to try at home, but your parents might try it with you. So to make a cloud, we need air and water. You notice I put some water inside of this bottle, right? And so cloud, water vapors like to form around some dust, a piece of dust. So I'm going to put some dust in here. And so to make dust, it's going to be smoke. So I'm going to light this match, and I'm going to get it going. And I'm going to blow it out. And now you see the smoke that's in there?
Yeah.
We need a little bit of smoke, okay? I'm going to shake it up, a little bit of smoke. And now, for a cloud to form in our atmosphere, we need to change the pressure. And pressure means the press of air. So here is a bottle, but when I do it like this, watch, that increases the pressure. So a cloud forms when the pressure changes. So here we go. I'm going to pump this up. Every time I pump, it's getting more pressure. A cloud doesn't form when it's high pressure. A cloud forms when it becomes a low pressure. Here we go, ready? I can feel it's tighter now. That means I'm putting more air in. You understand that? So you can squeeze air.
Can't you do it with vapor?
There is vapor in there.
Like with the match vapor?
Well, we're going to get water vapor. But the thing is, we need a lot of pressure. And I'm putting the pressure up, and I can feel it getting tighter. Here, feel it. Just feel how tight it is. See, it's tight. Yeah, right.
Looks like a
Now,
wrestler.
here's what's going to happen. I'm going to change the pressure. I'm going to change the pressure from high pressure to low. How could I do that, you think?
Take off the lid?
Take off the lid.
Twist it a little bit.
I'm going to twist it. Now, let's watch. See if you see a change. Look in there. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Do you see it change?
Yeah.
Now watch this. If I squeeze it again, look, clear, cloud, clear, cloud. See it? Can you tell? Clear,
Yeah.
cloud.
So it's like a cloud on the bottle?
It's a cloud in a bottle, but it's a cloud in the bottle because when I squeeze it, it's clear. When I let go, the pressure, cloudy. Cool, huh? So the cloud forms when the pressure changes. When it goes from a high to a low pressure, here's high pressure, clear skies, clear skies, clear skies, and 3, 2, 1, low pressure. Cloudy, partly cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, so I have a bottle here. In this bottle I put some alcohol, rubbing alcohol in it, and I have a pump, which will really increase the pressure. So let's see what happens now if we do this 15 times. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You guys are killing me. And I'm gonna take a break. That pressure, let's feel. Oh yes, very. Can you feel it? Feel it. Okay, keep it, point it up. All right, back up. Here we go. Back up. Don't squeeze it. Back up.
Oh God, that's
Ready?
super hard.
5 more.
11, 12, 13, 14,
And that's some high pressure. One more. Ready?
15.
If that doesn't make a cloud, I don't know what will.
Maybe if it blows up.
No, because we don't want to get it too much. All right. So, oh my goodness. High pressure. Here we go. This is going to be, you're going to smell something like alcohol. Ready?
Ew.
3, 2, 1. See how it changed? You smell the alcohol?
Oh, you got alcohol in here.
Now,
Smells like popcorn.
let me close that back up.
Wow.
And we're going to try it probably one more time. But look, you see the cloud in there? If I squeeze it, you can see actually see it moving around. I squeeze it, it goes away, flip. Let's try it one more time, okay? So I pumped it up again with high pressure, and this time I put a black paper behind it. Maybe we can see it better. Are you ready? This is tricky. Here we go. We're going from a high pressure to a low pressure. We can see if we can make a cloud. 3, 2, 1. See it? I see the cloud in there. See it?
Wait.
Look, and if I squeeze, it goes away, release. Let's see if I make it even more. Ready? There's our cloud in there. It's kind of cool. And I might, oh, you can see it. I can see parts of it moving inside of there. Clouds are always moving. They're always changing. And see it inside?
There's no clouds anymore.
Well,
Oh, I see it.
see it in there?
When
I'll
you
tell you what.
squeeze it.
When I squeeze it, I can shoot a cloud ring up and a cloud ring down. Maybe you can see it. Ready? Watch. See it? This is one of my favorite websites. It's called the Cloud Appreciation Society. And people from all over the world send in pictures of clouds. There's that fog we were talking about. This is up in Canada. And here is a beautiful cloud that's altocumulus, which means, alto means high, cumulus means piled up. Oh, this is where you have a downdraft. Sometimes the water and vapor is so cold that it drops down. Here's a cloud dropping down, and clouds can cover up the sun. I saw one of these yesterday. One of my favorite, cumulonimbus, very piled up. You've probably seen those, and who doesn't love this one? The sunsets of clouds.
Oh yeah, yellow and red.
So when you see clouds like this, it probably means that there's certain types of weather. And scientists have been able to say, oh, if we see a cloud like this, the weather may be like this. And we're going to do that next. We're going to look at some charts and see if we can tell what type of clouds are the patterns with what type of weather. But before we do that, who doesn't like looking for shapes in clouds? Check this out. Here's some shapes. Have you seen?
20,
Oh.
20. The 20 awesome shapes of clouds.
The 20 awesome shapes of clouds. I don't know if that is a real one, but some of those are. Up at the top, I love that. Seahorse, a heart. Oh, and I even see an elephant. Do you see the elephant to the left there?
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so cool. Oh, and in the middle, there's a duck.
Fire-breathing dragon.
And a fire. Where's a fire? Oh my goodness, a fire-breathing dragon. And my favorite, I think, is that eagle flying. That one's kind of weird. I don't even know if that one's. Oh, These are some photos, and some of them might be real, some of them might be fake. The real ones are amazing.
Look at the bunny.
There's a bunny. Let's take a look at some that you might see in your sky. So these are some charts from NOAA, which is the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and NASA. And if you look at these clouds, the ones at the top are really high, the ones coming down are low, close to the ground, and finally, some clouds actually touch the ground. So go ahead and take a few minutes to look at some of these and talk to your neighbor about clouds you like, clouds you've seen.
I like this. I like the wall. I've seen this cloud actually.
I like the wall.
I've also seen this.
I like the wall cloud right
It looks like an ocean. What?
I know, that's what Ian was saying too. What do you think that is? That looks like
That looks like an electric orb. You know those things,
an
right?
orb, yeah? I get what you're saying.
Where if you touch it, the electricity goes to your finger. I love this tomato.
I really like this one.
Oh, what do you have a question?
What does those symbols mean?
Hey, one of our scientists has found symbols. There are symbols. Each type of cloud has a symbol. Show me which cloud you like.
Look at the symbols on the cloud.
Oh, and look at the symbol on that cloud.
I think that one's geek cloud.
Those are ice crystals. That's called a cirrus stratus. Wow. That's pretty cool. Go ahead and draw the cloud that's your favorite. Write its name and write its symbol. Would you like to see some more symbols that meteorologists use? Yeah. Okay, check this out. This is one of my favorite sites to learn about weather patterns. It's called the Weather Underground. And you can look it up on your Chromebooks. It's really cool. It has the weather that's going on right now and weather patterns. Let's click on Full Forecast. When you click on Full Forecast, this is what's happening right now where we are. And can someone take a look at this and let's study this for a second. I see all kinds of symbols and information. What do you think the 39.4 stands for, class? Temperature. And it's got degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, what do you think this stands for?
How fast the wind is blowing.
How fast the wind is going, 11.1 miles an hour, and where's the direction? The wind is coming out of the
North.
Well, there's the north, but it's more like west, northwest. And it talks about our pressure. Wow, they even measure the pressure. Why do you think pressure is important in weather? It tells us what? It tells us the clouds and overcast, and there's so much information. It even tells when the sun comes up and when the moon and when the sun goes down. It came up this morning at 7:47 a.m. And look, it even tells what type of moon we're having. A waxing crescent. Only a little bit is showing. We won't be able to see that if there's clouds in the sky. Let's bring this up and let's see what some weather patterns are coming. Check this out. Can you see where today is?
Yeah.
Right there, December. And here is the temperature. See the red line?
Yeah.
So the scientists believe that the temperature at night gets cold, warms up, goes cold, warms up, goes cold. And that should teach you that at night, when the sun is not visible, it gets cold. Do you think, what can you think, what's going to happen on this Sunday according to this? Snow. It's going to be a high of 40, a low of 29. But this is a prediction. How can we test it? Let's see what the real weather is. You guys remember that. It says it might snow. It says that means greater than an inch. They're thinking there's going to be an inch of snow on Sunday. That might be fun. And then we have the temperature's going to get warm. And what do you think is going to happen after the snow? Cloudy, rain, and clear. I like this. This is wind. This is the wind, and these are the clouds. There's so many cool things. And here's a map. Click on here. Let's click on the minus and let's go out from. We're right about here, but now let's look at the rest of America. Keep going out and out. Let's see if there's any weather. Oh, I see some rain clouds in up by Chicago, Detroit. And remember that storm we had a couple days ago?
Yeah.
On Monday, it's way up here, almost out of the United States. grab that map and let's look out west. Oh, I see some rain over here. If you grab inside of it, there you go, and pull it on over.
See the border.
Oh, there's some rain up in Alaska. Let's drop down. Look, there's some snow. Let's zoom in on Alaska right there. Let's see. Might have to slide it over a little bit. There we go. See the blue radar?
Yeah,
that's snow. Let's go in closer and look in Alaska. Where would you like to see? The weather in Nebraska?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here's Nebraska. And, oh, what kind of weather are they having? They're having snow. Now, you can actually see the weather cams, different places, and it's kind of a fun thing to do. Let's go back to, let's see our weather outside where we're at right now. And we're in Indianapolis. There's Fort Wayne. There we go. And this is just west of Greenfield, just down here. And could you find those clouds on your chart?
Yeah.
And your job now is to be a meteorologist. Let's track the weather and let's make our own observations. Are you guys into it?
Yeah.
All right.
Weather today?
Yes.
Didn't you forget your own weather?